So when you open your laptop's calculator, this is the default page that will be shown to you, and your calculator is in standard mode. The standard mode has the 4 basic operations: the radical, the power, percentage, and 1 over x. But if you want to have more options, click on the 3 lines which are over here, then choose scientific. Now you will see more options because this is the scientific calculator. What we're going to focus on is trigonometry. For example, when you want to find, when you click here, you will have sine, cosine, and tangent, and also other options. As an example, when you want to find sine of the number 90, first type in your number, which is 90, then click on trigonometry, and then click on sine, and this is the answer, which is 1. So sine of 90 is equal to 1. Now when you want to find the sine inverse of 1, then again click on trigonometry. In this step, click on the option you have here, which is written as second. When you click on second, now you will have sine inverse, cosine inverse, tangent inverse, and also other options. Now for example, sine inverse of 1 will be 90. When you're using the scientific calculator and you're finding your answers different from others, for example your friends, make sure to check the mode of your calculator, because for example the mode of the calculator has been set as degree as default, but when you click on it you can change it, for example to radian or other modes, but the default form is degree. For example, when you want to find the product of a number to the power of 2, first type in your number, which is for example 5, then choose this option, x to the power of 2. When you click it, it will be 5 to the power of 2, which will be of course 25. And if you want to check other powers greater than 2, then first delete it, and then for example as an example write 5 again. Then you have an option here, x to the power of y. Click on it and choose what power you wanted, for example 5 to the power of 6. Then click on the equal sign and you will get your answer. In case you want to use radicals, radicals are also here to the root of 2, for example 25, radical of 25 to the root of 2, which will be 5. But if you want to have other roots, type in your number, for example 100, then click on the option you have here, which has been written as second. When you click on second, then choose this option, radical of x to the root of y, then choose your root, for example to the root of 5, and then click on the equal sign, and this is the answer you will get.
So this is how to use a calculator on MacBook. So first, if you want to power a number, you can choose your base number right here, and then you can click on the x to the power of y button right here, and then you can choose your exponent number, for example 6. After that, you're gonna click on the equal button, and there's your answer. Next, if you want to find out the square root of a number, you can choose your radicand right here, and then click on this button, and then you can choose your index number, for example 6. Click on the equal button, there's your answer. And then if you want to use the sine, cosine, and tangent, you can choose the number and then click on whichever you want, for example tangent. There's your answer. And then if you want to inverse them, you can click on the second button right here, and then you can inverse them. As you can see, they're all inversed. You choose the number and then click on the button, and there's your answer. And then if you want to toggle between radians and degrees modes, you can do it with this button right here, and you can change between these two by clicking on them. And you can check if your answers are different from your classmates. You can check if you're on the right mode.
Hello, so I'm gonna talk about Android calculators and what is its difference between other calculators. Let's begin. Anyway, so I'm gonna talk about the basics. Now, rotating your phone can change it between a normal calculator and a scientific calculator. Now, let's say you're rotating your phone might not work, so there's a button for that, the first one from the right. Tapping on it basically rotates the app for you. It's as simple as that. That's that. Anyway, if you've been paying attention, as you can see on the left, there are many more options, mostly for scientific calculators like sine, cosine, and tangent. I'm going to talk about radical. Simply tapping on the radical first and then writing your number, and you can get the answer right away. And for these three, for example, choosing sine and then writing your number just like the radical. Okay, so now you want to use exponents, for example, and then there is a simplified version of it, which is exponent 2. First writing your number and then tapping on it, which is to the power of 2. That's for the simplified version. Now let's say you want to choose your own exponent. So first write your number again and then tap on the x to the power of y, and then you can choose your number of choice and get the answer. As simple as that. And then there is a button named rad, which stands for radians. Simply tapping on it changes your final answer to radians. And if you want to do it for degree, tap on it again just to get it for degree. Oh, don't go now. There are still many more options left. If you can see on the top left corner, the arrows button, simply tapping on that, it gives you more options like sine, cosine, and tangent inverse, and many more. If you want to find root 3 of a number, first tap on it and then choose your number of choice. Let's say you want to sum up everything that you just calculated. To do that, if you see on the top left corner, there is an icon that looks like a clock. Tapping on it shows the history, your recent history, and your recent calculations. The last option that I want to talk about is actually in the middle, the icon that looks like a ruler. This can show you units, basically convert units like inches to feet or feet to meters. Just basically simple unit stuff.
So if you want to use your iOS phone as a scientific calculator, we have to hold it horizontally so all the other buttons will appear on your screen, as you can see. So if you want to find out the answer of a number which has an exponent which is greater than 3, because we already have the button for exponent of 2 and 3 right there. For example, we want to solve for 8 to the power of 4. All we have to do is just type 8 and then press on this button right there, and then type the exponent, which is 4 in this example, and then we press the equal sign, and there we have our answer. So if we want to find out the answer for the radical of a number that has a root which is greater than 3, we have to use this button right here. So we'll go with the same numbers as before. For example, our radicand is 8, and then we will press the same button, and for example for the root we will choose 4, and then we press the equal sign, and there we have our answers. And if we want to use sine, cosine, and tangent, for example, we want to find out the tangent of 9, we just type 9 and then tangent, and that's our answer right there. And if you want to find out the inverse of sine, cosine, and tangent, we just have to press this button right there, and as you can see, all of them are inverse now. For example, we want to find out the tangent inverse of 9, we just press 9 and tangent inverse, and we have our answer right there. And for changing from radian to degree, you'll just press this button right here, and as you can see, now it's on radian mode, and now it's on degree mode. So if your answer doesn't meet your expectations or is different from what your classmates have gotten as their answers, you just have to check if you're on the right mode or not.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use your scientific calculator professionally. The topics for today is going to be roots, powers, trigonometry, exponential functions, and converting units. So for roots or powers, let's say you want to find out what's 5 squared. So you just press 5, and since you have your x, which is 5, you just press this button and it's going to give you the power of 2, and when you press equal, it's going to give you what is the 5 squared. Now let's say you have number 25 here, but you wanna convert it back, so you just press this, which is square root, and you press answer, and it's going to give you the number 5 again. This is because of the previous information it has, because you didn't press all clear, so it has 25 as the answer, so it's going to put it in there for you. We could also use cubic root, or to the power of 3. For example, let's say 2 to the power of 3 is going to be 8. Now you want to find out what is the cubic root of 8. You press shift square root, and it's going to give you cubic root, and then you're going to put answer only once, and it's going to give you the number 2. You can also add and subtract inside the radicals with having powers inside them. For example, you're going to have square root of 4,500 squared plus 130 squared, and it's going to give you the answer. Or you could also find to the like different powers and different roots, not just 2 and 3. For example, you want to find out what is 24 to the power of 6. You just press this, because in here our power is unknown, and you press it and it's going to give you this give you the answer. And now you want to, let's say you have this number and you want to convert it back, so you just press shift again x with the unknown power. You're gonna put 6 here, you're gonna go to the next one, and you're gonna put the answer, and it's gonna give you the number 24. So the next topic is going to be trigonometry. So in here we have the main 3: sine, cosine, and tangent. We have sine inverse, cosine inverse, and tangent inverse, in which if you press shift and then one of these 3, the inverse of it is going to be there. For more advanced trigonometry, if you press HYP, you're going to have 6 other more, in which if you just press the number beside it, for example number 6, it's going to give you the one that you need. Now let's give it an example. For example, you want to find out what is sine of 30 degrees. So you just press sine 30 and equal, so it's going to be half. Or let's say you want to find out one side of a triangle. So you have 105 as the length, and you have times, for example, cosine of 25 degrees, and this is going to be your answer. It's going to be the length of the other side. Or you can find the inverse of something, which is usually used to find theta, or the angle. It's used when you don't have the angle. So for example, let's say you have tangent inverse, so you just press shift and tan, it's going to give you tangent inverse. Now you have 4,500 divided by 130. Now it's going to give you the answer. So this answer is in degrees. When you press shift and mode or setup, it will give you some options which you can use. So for trigonometry, we have 3 options. We have radian, gradient, and degrees. So number 3 is degree, number 4 is radian, and number 5 is gradient. So now, for now my setup was on degrees, and that's why the answer was 88. Now let's see what happens if I put it in radian. So I press number 4, I press equals again, and it will give my answer in radian. Both of them are correct when you put it into the equation, but it depends on which one you need. So for this one, I need the degree, so I'll just press 3 and equal again, and it's going to give me the degree. The next topic is exponential functions, in which I don't really know much about, but all I know is that exponential function, you press shift and natural logarithm, and it will give you e. So e is the universal constant, in which if you give it the power 1, you can find out what it is. Actually, it's this number, and so on. But this is called the Euler's number, and this is the exact opposite of natural logarithm, but it is used in logarithm. and it will give, you can just like, for example, to the power of, let's say, 5, and you time it by 2, it's gonna take that number, Euler's number, 2.782, to the power of 5 times 2, and it's going to give you the answer that you want. Now, unit conversion in these kind of scientific calculators is not possible unless you know what you need to time the number with. For example, if you have like 5 kilometers and you want to know how much meter is that, so just times 5 by 1000 to find the answer in meters. I will show you how to use the unit converters in your laptop's calculator. So in your computer's calculator, when you open it, there is this open navigation button. When you press that, you have a lot of options. So now here in converter, you can convert many things. As you can see here, for example, if we go by length, you can change in this part, what do you want to change to what? For example, you have centimeters to kilometers. You want to know how much, let's say 6, 7, 8, 9 centimeter is in kilometers, and it's going to give you the answer. And also it's going to give you the other options that there is there, but you didn't choose in case you would like to know them. It's for many things. For example, currency, you could say, for example, like 52 dirhams, how much real is it? Or there's a lot of currencies in here which you can use. And yeah, all of them are the same. Or for example, for temperature, it's going to be 3 of them. For example, you want to know Celsius to Fahrenheit. You're going to know what is 25 Celsius in Fahrenheit, and it's going to give you the answer.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to convert units. So first of all, you're going to go to Google and type calculator.net to get this kind of calculator. In this calculator, you can change units, whether it's length, temperature, area, volume, or weight. I'm going to stick to length for now. So they give you 3 options or 3 rectangles. For the first option, it's amount. It's the amount that you have. For example, I have 156. And then for the second option, it's from. It's what's the unit currently. What's the current unit of the amount? Which can be anything: meter, kilometer, centimeter, millimeter, micrometer, or any other thing. We'll put it on centimeters. And as for the third option is 2, which is what do you want to convert to, what unit you want to convert it to, which can also be anything, but I'll just put it at meter. And after that, you'll get your answer, which is shown at the top as result, written in red. This can be done for temperature, Celsius and Kelvin, area, volume, weight, and any other things. Thank you for watching.